into the seam. Okay.
This blew my mind the first time she did this. It made no sense at
Ready
all.
to have your
Just
mind
like,
blown.
what?
Well, string it so that you have four strands. It probably is going to work better for a thicker fabric like this. So I'm threading it with 2 strings or 2 strands.
It's okay, you can lick it. We won't tell. That's alright, dude. Keeps it all together.
So then you want to knot 4 strands together. Okay. That way you wouldn't have to do as long or as thick of a chain where you have to go over several times. So I will go into the seam allowance, in between the shell and the seam allowance, and make a stitch into that. You can see, Austin?
Kind of. You can watch my video after.
Yeah.
So you just go into the seam allowance?
So I just made a stitch so that my knot was hidden in between. Okay. And then you make a stitch into the seam allowance. You're not going to pull this out completely. You're going to use this loop. Okay? Now you go under, keep making a loop, keep pulling
I see
it.
why your mind was blown. That's fine.
That's neat.
I feel like crocheting.
A lot of people, I mean, if you look at it, it looks like it's crocheted, but it's the same concept, but it's...
You said this is called a
Doesn't-
thread chain?
Mhm.
Somebody actually handmade
You see how the chain is coming out of it?
Yeah.
That's all pretty.
And then in the end, when you're done, you pass it through the loop, and then you're gonna attach it to the lining. Go as close as you can.
And is that about the length that you want us to do it, or should it be longer?
I mean, you don't want to make a thread chain here and then have to connect here. You want to keep it so that where the lining is overlapping or it's kind of,
Close
close together. So when you make that stitch, go inside the loop, do that couple times just so that your string is...
Didn't know we had all these strings.
I don't know who gave it to me. And then
She
you
means
go in
strands.
between.
She means strands.
And then you go in between your fabric and seam allowance and the lining. And that's where you cut it. So now when you're wearing the skirt, this lining is not going to be moving
Riding
around
up
too
and
much. It will kind of held in place even though if it's done separately.
And we only do one of those?
2.
One on each
For
side.
2 side seams.
Okay.